Welcome back, guys. Today we're continuing the project. So these are some of the halos we made last time. We ended up with about 20, so now we've got to make some backgrounds. That's kind of the next step, and it's usually I'll lay out a bunch of halos on backgrounds, and then I'll start to lay out some facial features and focus on one usually at that point. I don't lay out each thing, as a mass like that. So let's get started. Alright, so for these backgrounds, I like to use mostly rusty old sheet metal. So stuff like this, it's been cut out of cars. I've got a couple different sources I get them from, but one of them, they do a lot of restoration on vintage cars, and they end up with lots of sheet metal and different things they're cutting out. So I'll take this, smash it up, cut it to size to fit, but while I'm kind of selecting it, I'll hold up different things, kind of get an idea. Sometimes it'll be offset like this and it's one whole piece. Other times I'll actually cut to fit inside of the halo itself. Sometimes I'm using like whole pans or just finished pieces. It's not like an old rusty thing. And then there's other just things like this. So you basically just need a background to build off the eyes and mouth and nose from. So we're going to actually now cut some of this to size and shape up some things so we can start laying them out. Alright, on this one, I'm using this sheet metal as my background. I'm going to use chalk to kind of mark it, lay out what I want to remove, and then I'm going to take the angle grinder with the cutting blade and cut the pieces out. So I'm going to cut vertically, and then I'm going to cut basically the corners off. Got some backgrounds basically done. Next, what we do is do layout. So I just like to feel around, pick up some different halos, put them with the backgrounds, see what I like, and I'll switch these out for quite a while. It takes a little bit of time to do what feels right. But typically, it's going to be something like this. This will be wired. When it's wired, it's going to be like offset. It's going to be setting off maybe an inch or two. Here's one. This is a backing plate for a brake system up from an old Bug. So here's one we cut to kind of more fit in there, which a lot of these will end up doing more stuff like this with. Now here's one, this will stand off the wall, and what the background for is to mount the eyes, nose, and mouth with. So it's kind of hard to see, maybe get the visual of it, but it's all just the process. So this one maybe will move up here, cut it more to size. And again, they usually all stand off a little bit to give it some dimension. So here's one. I found this piece like this. It was in a big scrap pile. They had cut it out of something, some kind of, I don't know. They worked on a lot of Volkswagens there. They also worked on some old British cars. But this was how it was. That's where they've had an angle grinder cutting it out all crazy. And this halo kind of fit perfectly in there. So I might, cut the corner down a little bit, fit it in there a little bit, but this kind of got a hair vibe going. So that'll fit in there nice. So something like that fits real good. That's real obvious to me, and then it usually sticks. This piece here, this is kind of calling me just the same for some reason. And this one, I wouldn't cut the background up any. I'd leave it just like this. You'd have some eyes mounted off here. You have your mouth in here. So I'll play around with that quite a while, and then we're on to the next step. Thanks for stopping by to see the next step of the process. So next time you'll see probably eyes, nose, and mouth starting to come out. So take it easy, guys. We'll see you then.